we are here for me to share something about our participation in Vibrant Gujarat. For the fourth time, we are joining this global summit as a partner country. This time, our representation is quite huge. We have 45 companies, still getting some calls from more companies who want to join the delegation, but 45 confirmed companies were joining the Dutch delegation, and a total delegation size of 158 people. This does not include some other Dutch companies who are joining on their own based on the invitation of the Gujarat government or by themselves. There are always some companies whom we discover once we are there. Our delegation this time is led by Her Excellency Marisa Gerards, who is the new ambassador from the Netherlands to India. Multiple sectors are participating in this Vibrant Gujarat from our side. The key sectors are food processing, quite a sizable list of companies from the agri and the food processing industry. And then we have a good delegation from the maritime and the logistics industry. We have few companies from the renewable energy sector. We have some world leaders like DSM, whom I find DSM Firmenich now. They used to be DSM, but now they're DSM Firmenich, which is a Swiss-Dutch company. I find it very difficult to introduce them because they're into everything, but they call themselves the global leaders in flavors and fragrances, but also they produce micronutrients. That's there. We have IT companies, we have waste management companies, we have semiconductor companies, NXP Semiconductors, one of the leading semiconductor companies in the world. So all total, manufacturing, equipment manufacturing companies are also there, machinery. So all total 45 companies. In terms of our participation this time, we are having multiple interfaces for our Dutch companies and our Indian companies, for our companies, our governments to come in touch with each other. Tomorrow, we are going to meet the Honorable Chief Minister in 2 different meetings to be able to share our plans for Gujarat specifically. But in the evening, we have a trade networking reception that we are hosting to bring in together our Dutch companies in touch with the Indian counterparts. People from various states are being invited, and they have confirmed to join. So it's going to be one massive interface for us to come in touch with multiple stakeholders from India. Then on the 10th, we have, after the inauguration, we have one NBSO seminar. But before I say that, I'm very proud to announce that for the first time, the Netherlands Business Support Office, which is my organization here, is the organizing partner of the Vibrant Gujarat Business Summit this time. That's an honor for us, and we have taken this honor very seriously, and we're very committed to making this event a successful one. So the NBSO seminar is happening on the 10th of January from 5 o'clock to 6:30. It's very interesting discussions are going to happen. The first part of the discussion is on hydrogen. We're talking about green hydrogen, the future fuel. We are going to discuss how to create the value chain, entire value chain from production to actual selling it. And everything in between, because hydrogen is a new molecule, how to transport it, how to store it, how to get it from A to B, and then how to kind of make money out of it. The entire spectrum will be discussed. We'll have representatives from the Port of Rotterdam. I have one with me here. And we'll also have other representatives from High Exchange, and we'll have Indian CEOs from the hydrogen sector as well, so that the discussions are very lively. The second part in the seminar is a fireside chat with the CEOs. I'm having 5 CEOs with me. The APM CEO, global CEO is joining. The DSM president is joining, DSM Firmenich. Then there is Future Year Fuels, renewable company, world leaders in what they do. The first company in the world to produce bio-LPG. Then we have one fund manager, managing a huge fund out of Luxembourg and headquartered in Netherlands. And we have somebody else that I'm missing. That's bad on me. Who else is there? I have 5 CEOs. I don't want to miss the other one. Who was it I missed? Oh, yeah, another renewable company who are into blue economy. They're using the salt water concentration differences to produce electricity. Huge project, huge potential in Gujarat. So that's the first day. On the second day, we have another seminar, the Netherlands country seminar, from 9:30 till 11 o'clock in the morning, where we'll again take another opportunity to represent three sectors, present three sectors. Maritime and logistics will be one sector. Agri and food processing will be another sector. And the third one is the mixed bag, and we are calling it transformational technology. And companies like Booking.com is a Dutch company. Not many people know it's a Dutch company, Booking.com. NXP, Dutch company. DSM Firmenich, Dutch company. The commonality for all this company, that through the use of technology, they've really transformed a particular business model, a particular industry. If you look at Booking.com, after Booking.com and such kind of companies have come, the whole travel industry has changed. So the third session is about how to use technology to drive transformation. That is what's going to happen. On top of that, we'll have multiple interfaces through other participation in other sectoral seminars. Our speakers are participating in the renewable energy seminar, in the green hydrogen seminar, in the port-led city development seminar, in the semiconductor seminar, and in the space sciences seminar. So these are multiple interfaces. The delegation comprises of many global CEOs. We have the APM global CEO, Mr. Keith Svensson, coming and representing APM. We have DSM president, Mr. Rahul Jalan, representing DSM Firmenich, huge company, $13 billion company. We have multiple global CEOs from many other companies, Future Fuels, a renewable company. I have another one here from Scouten Europe. They are big time into meatless proteins, which is got a huge relevance in the Indian market, vegetarian protein. I have CEOs from food processing equipment and manufacturing companies, all will be there. In terms of the investment potential, we are proposing an investment proposal to not just the Gujarat government, but using the Gujarat government as for the Vibrant Gujarat platform to make an investment proposal to the tune of 3.6 billion euros, where in multiple sectors, but the predominant sectors are in the sector of port, in the sector of renewable energy, and manufacturing. Manufacturing is spread out. In some cases, it is manufacturing and expansion of existing facilities in Gujarat, but in some cases, completely greenfield projects, which could be in the area of food processing. Some of my food processing companies want to make India the base for producing their equipments, but also nutrient production. That's another product which we want to manufacture in India and want to set up a greenfield factory. The last thing people ask me, maybe you'll ask me as well, why Vibrant Gujarat? Let me address it myself. Vibrant Gujarat is not anymore the platform which provides us the opportunity to talk about trade and business. It has evolved way beyond that. I call Vibrant Gujarat the World Economic Forum of India. Why? Because it provides every aspect what the World Economic Forum provides. First of all, it provides internationalization opportunity. We are here, when we are in Vibrant Gujarat, we get to speak not to just one country or one state, we get to speak to multiple countries. First thing. Second thing, it provides very high-level academic discussions, technological discussions, which shape the policies, which shape the technologies, which shape the thinking of tomorrow. That is what also Vibrant Gujarat provides. Thirdly, we are present in Vibrant Gujarat. Of course, focus is Gujarat, that is always there, but also we are using this platform to meet stakeholders from other states of India, and we are proposing or making, our companies are making investment proposals to other states of India as well. So if you look at the entireness of all these discussions, that is where I say this is the World Economic Forum of India, and we are here because there's no way that we should not be here. I cannot see a reason why we should not be here. With that, I'll stop you. If there are any questions, you want to go in depth, I'll try to do my best to answer to your questions.
3.6 billion dollar.
Euros.
Investment will be there.
Yeah.
Right? All in Gujarat?
Like I said, not necessarily all in Gujarat. For example, Gujarat is at the forefront because that's where, of course, we are here. It is very difficult for me to bifurcate that number, which part is Gujarat, which part is not. I'll tell you why. For many of the projects, our companies are looking at or are having discussions with Gujarat, and of course, there will be multiple factors for a new investment which will be looked at by these companies, right? As an example, DSM Firmenich, I said, as a company, they have already 7 manufacturing locations in India, right? Till date, they have invested about 700 million euros in India. They are now looking at expanding their facility in Dahej, and they are also looking at setting up a new greenfield manufacturing location. And the first state they're looking at is Gujarat. That the investment size will be anything from 50 to 75, 80 million euros, right? So that's how it is going. There will be other companies, port sector companies, who have made full commitments for expanding their existing facilities in Gujarat. They're also the same company are making proposal to other areas. I don't want to go to that level of companies because the company executives will be here as well. They'll be making their own announcements. But so it's very difficult to say that this is the split because that could change. But we look at it from the entirety. 3.6 billion is the package that we are talking about at this moment.
Is it over how many years?
In any business setup, nobody talks beyond 5 years. So we are in 2023. Everything we are talking is within 2030. 2030, sorry. Probably even before. Some of the investments are next year. I was talking to another company which is taking part, SHV Energy. SHV as a group, they have multiple presence here. They're into energy, they're into feed, they're into aqua sector. Skretting there's a manufacturing location in Surat. The multiple areas. They want to invest about 600 million euros over the next 2 to 3 years. So that's...
Will you be pitching Indian investment in Netherlands?
We do. So at this moment, I think how many I can... there are almost equal number of companies, Dutch companies in India and Indian companies in the Netherlands. We have about 300 Dutch businesses in India, and we have about 250 Indian companies that have offices in the Netherlands. And of course...
How much in Gujarat?
In Gujarat, out of this 300, I would say about direct investments in Gujarat will be about 10 to 15 companies.
10 to 15.
But if you look at it in terms of doing business, then clearly this will be a lot more than that, right? In Ahmedabad itself, we have about 5-6 companies. Okay, but let me introduce my colleagues. They're here. Mr. Mark Simon Benjamins, he's from the Port of Rotterdam. I have Mr. Anil Kumar, he's the Managing Director, Water, from Royal Haskoning DHV, world leader in design and engineering. And then I have Mr. Hank Schouten, who is the chairman and the CEO of the Schouten Group, who are a food processing company, completely meatless proteins, vegetarian protein company. So please also make use of this opportunity to maybe they can, if you're okay, they can provide a small introduction from their side themselves, and then if you have any questions, you can address it to them. Why don't you start, Mr. Benjamins?
With pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Amman. It's a pleasure to be here at the 10th Vibrant Gujarat event, and it's an honor to be here. Let me quickly tell you what the Port of Rotterdam is. We have the humble but very serious pleasure of being the largest port in Europe. That means that we handle about 6% of Dutch GDP, but more importantly, if you're a port, you need another port to make trade happen. That's what we're all about. We do this on conventional cargo. India is, of course, in a very important market with the most populous country and one of the top economies. That we believe that the trade between India and the Netherlands and Europe in general will expand going forward. And for that you need good logistics, good infrastructure. And we see this where India is extremely innovative, where we see that there is a fertile ground for green hydrogen production and the production as well of green products that can be produced and exported, and that will find a very welcome market, not only in the Netherlands but broader in the European Union. That it's a pleasure to be here and to understand how we can make more friends and how we can all find each other. Thank you.
Before we pass to the next one, there are three things which I actually forgot to mention, but which you could find interesting. If you're okay, I could quickly share that. First of all, in this 10th Vibrant Gujarat, we also have a Dutch pavilion. Quite a big space we have taken, 400 square meters in the hall number 1. Please visit it. But in that 400 square meters, we have 11 companies out of the 300 odd companies that are here. What amazes me is if I look at how much contribution these 11 companies have made in India in terms of investment. So these 11 companies have contributed in terms of investment 2.1 billion euro, which is about 19,000 crore Indian rupees. That's the total size of the investment from these 11 companies. These 11 companies again, to your question about by when, they're saying by 2030, they have an investment plan of incremental 4.5 billion euros, which is equal to roughly about 40,000 crores. So between now and 2030, these 11 companies want to invest another 40,000 crores in India. As of date, these 11 companies employ 12,000 local people in various states of India, of course, and many of that will be probably in Gujarat as well, 12,000 employees. So that's one perspective I wanted to share. The second perspective I want to share is one of the companies who are joining the delegation is actually a fund. It's a Dutch fund, as in like headquartered in the Netherlands, but with administrative clearances to trade in Luxembourg by the Luxembourg authorities, which is the big thing, and also by the US authorities. This fund is putting in 250 million euro investment to set up flight simulators in India. That's very relevant because the Indian aviation sector is going to grow. There'll be huge shortage of pilots in the coming days, and there'll be huge demand for training manpower to be able to meet the demand of the aviation industry. So this company is committing 250 million. Already the deal is done. They're looking for land. They're in discussions with Karnataka government at this moment to set up these flight simulators at 250 million. The third aspect is, it is sometimes interesting to look at also contribution from a different perspective. NXP Semiconductor, I said, is a semiconductor company, huge semiconductor company, chip makers. They do not have a manufacturing location in India as this moment, as of now. But I'm sure in the future, the group will look at it. What is more interesting to note, though, is the fact that 35% of all the chips that NXP produces, does not matter wherever in the world, is designed in India and by Indians. I think that's a very proud thing to do, proud thing to say. Why is it very proud to say? We have the resources. From where we are today, or from where as in India is today, to take the next jump, the resources, the technical mindset, the expertise is all in there. So these three things I wanted to share. Now I pass over to you, Mr. Anil Kumar, the Managing Director, Watcher for Royal Haskoning DHB.
Thank you, Amla. It's a pleasure to be here. We are Royal Haskoning DHB, a company which is 140-year-old Dutch company. In India, we are present from the last 30 years, though we have executed our first project 50 years ago in the country. In Gujarat, we have been doing multiple projects, and this 10th Vibrant Gujarat is very, very important to us in terms of water management, urban development, and climate resilience and energy domain. We are working into various cities in India, including in Gujarat. In total, we are covering 22 states. In Gujarat, we are doing currently 6 projects for all the parts of the different cities. In Ahmedabad, we are doing the wastewater treatment management. In Surat, we recently completed Dream City. Now it's going to the model of Gift City model. So we are talking to government, Surat Municipal Corporation. So in total, we are going to establish a big office space here. We already established it during COVID period. We are going to start a design center here, having 50-60 engineers, and which will be working into water technology and maritime sector. We do hold a lot of innovative products and tools, 19 patents from the Netherlands, and locally we want to customize it to the local level, to automation, utilities and infrastructure sector. With that, thank you very much.
I'm the founder and chairman of Scout Europe, and we started with the production of plant-based protein products in 1990. We were in fact the first one in Europe to see the need for more protein that is more based on plants than on animals. The last 50 years the consumption of meat has been increased enormous in Europe, and the governments came to realize that if we continue to eat meat as we do today, we will not be able to feed the world. So there is a big change that we have to go more to plant-based than to animal-based. Since 1990 we started to do that, so today we distribute our products all over the world in 50 countries. So about 10-12 years ago I started to look into the Indian market. In first instance I want to do the same in India, but then I quickly came to, not quickly, it took me some time, I came to the conclusion that it is not working. The Indian market is completely different. Here there is a big deficiency in protein, a deficiency in iron, a deficiency in B12. Further on, if you eat meat, you are a non-veg. So normal is veg, not normal is non-veg. So it's the other way around in Europe. Then the consumer that needs the most protein, they cannot afford to buy a meat replacer, so a product that tastes like meat. But further on, most consumers, they don't like to eat a product that tastes like meat. I thought it was a great solution for the Indian consumer, but it's not. They really need protein, but we have to make a product that is affordable, but that does not necessarily taste like meat. Then I came to the idea to introduce tempeh. Tempeh is a very old product. It's original from Indonesia. It's made from soya beans, but can also be made from other lentils like chickpeas, mung beans, lentils. It's produced by a fermentation process. During fermentation, the digestibility of the soya beans is improved a lot, and the anti-nutritional factors are broken down. Further on, tempeh, you can process it in the same way as you eat paneer. It absorbs flavors very well, so it fits very well in the Indian culture. We started with that concept first in Bangalore 2.5 years ago. The second factory we have set up in Pune, and our goal, our vision is to have 20 production locations all over India. We also buy the beans, the soybeans directly from the farmers. We also help the farmers to increase the yield. There's a lot of know-how in India, but the know-how is not transferred to the farmers. So we are with NGOs, local NGOs, we are in the process to bring know-how to the farmers to increase the yield. The yield in India, to give you an example, is 900 kilo average. In the US it's 3,000 kilo.
So Henk, I'll interrupt. I'll ask a question to you. What's your plan in Gujarat? Do you also want to set up a factory in Gujarat?
I want to set up a factory in Gujarat also. Now the next one will not be in Gujarat, but the next one will be in Delhi. And after that we will come to Gujarat. That's now what we think. We're not 100% sure. But we will be in Gujarat, but we cannot start at the same place everywhere. Also, a dream of me is that we will start to introduce tempeh in the midday meals. The government of India, they know that there is a need of protein. They have defined that the midday meals for the children under 12 should have 12 grams of protein. I visited a lot of schools and I found out that the amount of protein is only 1 and 1.5 grams instead of 12. Why? Because of the cost. And tempeh can be a really good solution for the midday meals. Knowing that the children, 50% of the children have a form of anemia. So iron and B12 are extremely important. There is a big problem with malnutrition. Even severe acute malnutrition is very big in Gujarat. So I'm really motivated to see, can we, together with the government, implement tempeh in the midday meals. A big example is, again, Indonesia. In Indonesia, the average...
We have to also shorten it because of time restrictions, and I have to go as well. So please cut it short, and then let's take some questions. Actually, let's start with some questions maybe quickly.
Questions?
Yeah, please. Any questions from your side, ladies and gentlemen? Is the Port of Rotterdam signing an MOU with Gujarat government?
We welcome any input, and we are in close discussions with GMB. And let me leave it there for the moment. Any other questions that I may be able to answer?
Yeah, there.
In the past, you have signed an MOU for developing the port of Koshitra. Port of Rotterdam has signed an MOU. What has happened to that? Are there any...
Sorry, which port? I couldn't hear it here.
Koshitra. Koshitra. So were there any bottlenecks in it? Or like,
I would have to consult my colleagues honestly. I don't know it by heart.
This is also new for me. I do not know the Port of Rotterdam signing any MOU with any specific ports.
they had signed an MOU sometime in, I think, 13 or 15.
Oh, that is before my time here, so
Yeah,
we need to find it out.
I'll look into it.
But what Port of Rotterdam did is sign another MOU in Vibrant Gujarat 2017, and on the scope of that MOU was to support the Gujarat Maritime Board with developing a strategic plan, which has been delivered now, and very successfully and happily delivered to the Gujarat Maritime Board. And what Mr. Benjamin was talking is discussion in progress, I would say, between the two sides of how to expand the scope of that MOU or how to make a new MOU to take the collaboration.
Are they planning to set up a greenfield or downfield port over here?
Over to you.
Well, the Port of Rotterdam is an international developer and operator of ports, and we do that very selectively, and there are very many ways in which you can collaborate. That is not necessarily the starting point to invest, but it is certainly the intent to work together and to bring the cargo flows between India and Rotterdam in both directions. And that's the starting point, and how you need to do that, that's of course the question.
Is there any port location that you identified?
Not that well, entire India is important, that I couldn't say one particular one at the moment.